to achieving future goals, the more you can be exposed to the bigger stage, so to speak. So do you think you'll make it back to the finals next year?
There's no reason we shouldn't. I mean, things always kind of have to fall the right way, some in your favor, I think, for you to get there. But I think we have a good shot. I think there's no reason we can't.
Now, both of you guys coming together during the summer ball here with the Future Collegiate Baseball League here, the team, the Wachusett Dirt Dogs. Did you guys talk about that? Did you, battery mates? Is it something that just kind of evolved, that it happened, and all of a sudden you're playing together again? Let's go to you, Mike. I know you're a more recent addition to the team.
Right.
Dan's been with the team since the beginning of the season.
Right.
Did you coming to this team, did Dan influence you in making that decision, or it just kind of worked out that way?
Yeah, it just kind of worked out that way. I didn't get placed in any team or on any team back in the winter because my coach didn't know how I was going to come back off my surgery. And so I'd been on a wait list waiting to find some place to play. And spot opened up, and it's just coincidence that Gus was here. So.
And that must be your nickname, Gus? That's the first time I've heard that. Something new now.
Yeah, it started with my freshman year. Our coach writes our kind of where to go on our batting practice chart, and he just kind of shortened my name to Gus, and it stuck.
Ross, looking at what the team's got, how have these guys been matching up? What are you seeing? How they fit in with the team, and what do you think the future is with these guys?
Yeah, they're both playing well. I know Dan has been starting catcher all year. You took that ball off the ear a couple games ago, so you haven't been behind the plate since then, but you've been DHing, good batting. Mike's looked great out of the pen. He's come into a couple of rough situations, couple of bases loaded, no type situations, but he's looked good, and they both looked really well.
And you talked about Gus getting a little chunk taken out of his ear there. We see some stitches and kind of a freak accident. Had you ever had anything like that happen before?
No.
Just bringing the fans up to speed. Dan's got some stitches up here. He took a ball in the dirt that just caught him the wrong way, and the next thing you know, it's blood and he's out of the game. And your experience with that, kind of a freak thing, and now you haven't played for a week.
Well, I mean, being a catcher, you tend to absorb a lot of bumps and bruises, and it seems as though it's just another one to just kind of write home about. But it was one of those plays that I think my mask kind of got tilted and kind of more towards my left ear, kind of exposing my right, and it just happened to clunk it in the right way that required stitches.
Now, I don't recall who was on the mound, but it wasn't you, was it, Mike?
No.
Did you joke about that afterwards, that you wouldn't have, you would have made hit his glove and he wouldn't have had to die for a pitch in the dirt?
No, didn't. I think it looks pretty good.
I know. Let me see your hands. Catchers take a lot of balls off their fingers, and you think about broken fingers and things like that. But kind of an odd occurrence here to get one in the ear.
Yeah. Well, I actually didn't even notice at first that it cut my ear open. There's a couple plays that went by, and Coach Parisi came out to talk to, I think it was Derek Drag at the time, and all of a sudden I noticed some blood on my shirt, and I kind of looked at my ear and I had a handful of blood. So I wasn't really aware of the situation until the EMT took a look at it.
It probably, I'm sure it was stinging, but it was just one of those things, rub a little dirt on it, and
hopefully
let's
not
play
too much
ball
dirt.
type thing. But I'm sure the blood must have been a little alarming when you saw that.
Yeah, it was. It became a little alarming when I didn't have when my hearing was a bit impaired because there was a bunch of blood in it.
So were you concerned that maybe you ruptured your eardrum? Was that your first?
I mean, I don't know what that feels like, but I don't think I was ever really concerned it was going to be anything too serious.
A little bit more about your guys' backgrounds before you came to become part of the Dirt Dogs. Mike, did you play any other sports in high school, or do you look to play anything else in college, or as you become older, continue a sports career?
I played basketball and football in high school as well as baseball. So football is actually probably right up there with baseball in its way of importance to me.
Now you're from Mashpee. Was that at Mashpee High?
Right.
And any success there? Your school? Any Super Bowl playoffs?
We were close. We were 10-1 my senior year. Lost in a championship game, well, a league championship game to get to the actual playoffs to Abington. So, I mean, my junior and senior year, we were, I want to say 8-3 and then 10-1. So, we were good, but never actually accomplished anything.
And how about you, Dan? You play any other sports, or are you looking to continue a career in baseball or any other sports?
I didn't reach the varsity level in any other sport besides baseball. Baseball is always kind of my primary focus athletically. But after college, I've talked to John a bit about maybe working with the Dirt Dogs in coming seasons. Still some kinks we have to work out in terms of what real possibilities are available and what I'd be interested in. But ultimately, I think my goal would be to try to reach law school. I know me and my coach from Wheaton have spoken about doing a graduate assistant, curtailed with going to law school. But I think coming out of college, I'll probably take a year off and get away from the books for a little bit at least, and kind of feel it out from there.
I know we talked about things that motivate you, and you relayed a kind of a funny story from very early in your career, and I'd like you to share that with us.
I mean, it's not as though I hold any, revenge or anything, but when I was in Little League, they select the district team that, if you win enough games, you go to Williamsport, and I wasn't selected for that team. And many kids who with me that weren't selected kind of put baseball on the back burner and kind of went in other directions athletically or what have you. But I decided, me and my dad kind of took it as a motivating factor, and I'm real happy that. Well, not happy, but it's a source of satisfaction that I've been able to get to where I am today. And in the FCBL, I don't think anyone from that little league team is playing here. So,
well, that's a good
something that I hold with some pride.
Good achievement. Good achievement. Glad to see that. Something it seems as simple as getting passed over as an 11-year-old or a 12-year-old for an all-star team. You've carried that on, and probably anytime you get passed over for anything you think that you deserve, it just kind of drives you a little harder these days?
Sure. I mean, it's not as if it's something that I hold in disdain or anything, but it's something that I took the right way, and it was a character builder from a very young age. So.
Good. Well, I want to thank you guys, Mike and Dan, for joining us. Stay with us here. We got a little more team business to wrap up. Maybe we'll get back to you guys. For one last question at the end of the show. But Ross, what do you got for us here? I know we got some stuff coming up. We got some promotions. We got to talk about. Let's see what we got coming up in the next week or two.
This Friday, it's Friday the 13th. So it's Spooky Dog Night, and it's also Boys and Girls Club Night with the Boys and Girls Club baseball buddies, and kind of involve them with the game. And as far as promotions go, check out our Facebook. We'll be having some good promotions that night involving maybe costumes with Friday the 13th. So. Check that out for a link to a coupon. And Saturday, July 21st, we have North Leominster Little League Night, where we'll again have baseball buddies involved in Little League. And the All-Star team will be there, raising money for the Jimmy Fund. And they'll be here at another game the next week or two, raising money for the Jimmy Fund. It's a great cause. And on Thursday, July 19th, our official drink provider, Polar, will be with us. We'll have Polar Beverage Night. They'll be giving out bobbleheads as prizes for different promotions, and there'll be a lot of Polar-related promotions and Polar-related themes that night. So really check out those dates and be some fun nights.
I'm wondering if Polar's going to show up with their bear, and maybe we can get Digger and the polar bear to have a little race-off around the infield
Yeah,
or something.
that'd be good. Yeah,
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, so we'll see.
That'd be fun to watch.
We'll see what they come with.
I know we got a busy week this week at the park. We have 4 home games with a day off sandwiched around. Now, why don't you tell our fans a little bit about what's coming up?
Yeah. Friday, we're facing the Martha's Vineyard Sharks at home. It's a 6:35 first pitch. And Saturday, we actually have a doubleheader against the Brockton Rocks. It's going to be 2 7-inning games. Normally, we play 9, but with the doubleheader, it's 2 7-inning games. Our first game begins at 2 o'clock, and our second game begins half an hour after that first one ends. And so there's no specific start time for the second game. You know, if the first game goes from 2 to 4, and the second game is at 4:30, but if it goes from 2 to 5, the second game will be at 5:30. So it really depends on how that first game goes.
And I know we have a home game, so we're going to have quite a good stretch of home games here.
Yeah.
So the fans will have a chance to come out and catch some good baseball action.
Yeah, yes.
Hopefully cheer the team on, get us back on the winning side of the scoreboard.
Yeah.
And like to see, I want some wings. I want some wings, guys.
I want some wins.
Score 6 runs, we get wings at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
We have a trivia question today, Russ?
Yes. This week's trivia question, again, like prior weeks, go to our website, dirtdogsball.com, click on Outside the Doghouse, and there's a little link there to answer our question, and you can win a free pair of tickets to the first one to answer the question correctly. So this week's question is, what college did both Dan and Mike attend? We've talked about their college days, been on the show. So again, what question did both Dan and Mike attend? Go to our website, dirtdogsball.com, fill that out in, win yourself a free pair of tickets.
And we've probably mentioned the college at least 10 times, so if you were paying attention, this should be a no-brainer. Back to you guys a little bit. We talked about superstitions. Any superstitions, guys? Pre-game, post-game?
Nope, just
Sleeping
try to
with 3
prepare myself
pillows?
for the game.
I like to
How about you, Mike?
I like to eat a little ice cream before the game.
Little ice cream before the game. I'm with you. Maybe I'll bring a box of ice cream sandwiches and we can sit over at the side table.
Sounds good.
Well, it's been fun having you guys on. Thanks for joining us, Dan.
Thanks for having
Mike,
us.
we wish you guys continued success. We're right at the midpoint of the season right now. You know, at any point, you know, we could turn the season around. I'm sure, you know, it's a team game with a lot of little individual battles. So I'm sure you guys are battling every chance you get and looking to hopefully build on success here in the second half of the season.
Yep.
I look forward to seeing you guys. Thank you. I'm Bill Thomas.
I'm Ross McNamara.
And you've been watching Outside the Doghouse. We'll see you all again next week. Have a great week.